But guys, so this is my first motor vlog back on my channel again in 7 years basically. It's my first motor vlog in 7 years. I thought I'd do like a little video of my first impressions of the bike. I don't know what bike I've got. I've got a Zontes ZT G1. It's the 2026 edition. And it's the, apparently, I don't know if it's true, but apparently according to the shop it's a limited edition. It's the one with the gold mag wheels. They didn't do that many of them. It's a limited run. Apparently they're very hard to get hold of, these ones. So when I was looking at getting a 125 again, there's been obviously a few different bikes that I've been looking at. Started looking at cruisers as well. I didn't know if I wanted a cruiser, sports bike or a naked. I was more pushed towards a cruiser, if I'm honest with you. Reason for that is I've had my fair share of 125s, so I've had my fair share of motorbikes, I've had different styles. I've had my sports bikes, I've had my naked bikes. I thought I'm going to get something a little bit different, get a cruiser, slow down a little bit and enjoy it. When I went and sat on the actual cruiser styles, it just didn't feel as comfortable. I tried a couple of sports bikes, like I basically went on the LXR 125, the new model, and it was just, obviously, you crouch down, you're in that position, and it weren't that comfortable. I'm hoping you can hear me alright. I've tried higher my microphone and trying to make it so you don't get much wind noise. 32 now. And I wanted a bike just to get to work and from now and again, and when the weather's nice. I weren't bothered about being in a crouched over, leant over style. It's not a comfortable thing. So obviously, like I said, I went towards looking at the cruiser. I looked at the Keyway V Cruise 125. I liked the look of, really like the look of, like the style of it. It reminds me more of like a, like, you know, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator type of bike. It looked really cool, looked really aggressive. A lot of reviews that I've seen, people have said that the parts are very, very hard to get older. It is and it isn't a problem. Like, there's always a way of getting the parts. But if the parts are that hard to get older already, you just don't want to deal with a hassle. Like, I know a lot of people take the motorbikes to garages to get fixed, but I don't. Like, the first 600 mile service, yeah, the first service I'll get it done, but I've never been bothered about going and getting the service booked topped up. I know how to do everything myself. The only thing I didn't like is your arms were quite stretched out. It were very, very close between this and that one. But then as soon as I sat on this, the G1, and I sat on the GK, my mind was made up instantly. It's just a very nice, comfortable bike. One of the last 125s I had was the Highesome GT 125 Comet, which was an upright street fighter. It's kind of based on a Suzuki Bandit style. Very, very comfy. And it reminded me of that. It reminded me of being up on an aggressive, comfortable position. So you're in a comfortable position, you sat upright, your arms outstretched, it feels nice on the corners. And I thought, you know what? Right, this is the bike for me. And I'll be honest with you, I've had the bike for 3 days now. This is my third day on it. I'd obviously had the day off for my test. I passed my test and then went straight to the shop and picked up the bike. I'd already bought the bike before my CBT because I knew I would have passed my CBT anyway. Yeah, drove it home straight away, drove it out, went out with my friend on the bike, or went out with my brother-in-law on the bike. Absolutely loved it. Went out on it yesterday just after I did a couple of changes to the bike. And then today is the first time I'm actually commuting to work. And honestly, the bike is absolutely brilliant. Like, I'm taking it slow, I'm taking it steady at the minute because it's got the running phase. Like, even though I will be taking it for its first service, but after that I'll obviously not. Even though that's the case, you've still got to make sure your engine's running properly. Obviously I'm not going like 60-70 miles per hour, just taking it easy. I can go to 60, but just make sure the gear changes are nice and smooth, you're not revving the bollocks off of the bike. But so far, the bike is performing absolutely brilliantly. And I'll be honest with you, this is the first bike I've had with a slipper clutch, and the gear changes are amazing. So as far as like how heavy is the bike, I think it's quite a lightweight bike as it is anyway. But when you're going around the corners, it is so easy to manoeuvre around the corners, to put your body weight into it, to counter steer. There's just no effort you're putting into the bike whatsoever. It's just nice. It's a nice, comfortable ride. It's an enjoyable drive. The width of the bars is absolutely spot on. You can get to all your buttons perfect, your lights, your switches, you turn them on. The thing I really do like about this is I probably won't ride it as much in the dark. The actual switches, when you turn the lights on, they're all backlit, which none of my other bikes I've had before, because they've been older bikes, they've never had backlit buttons, and I think just having that makes a massive difference. Like, when you're driving at night, you're not having to guess where buttons are. I mean, obviously when you get the bike you're used to finding the buttons anyway, but being able to just see them a little bit easier, it's cool. It's a good addition. And I'll be honest with you, I said this about cars, and it's the exact same with bike. Like, the bike cost me 2,000, on the road it cost me 2,900. That's including like on the road tax and all the DVLA and all the stuff and sort of the reg plate and all that stuff. But for £2,900, I think the amount of bike that you actually get for the money is absolutely brilliant. Like, you can't go wrong with it. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised. So if you're looking at getting a nice 125, your first 125, and you want it something a bit more aggressive, a bit more comfortable, but has the power, you can't go wrong with it. It's comfortable. I'm 6'5", and I weigh around 17.5 stone now. And like I say, not had a single problem with it. It's comfortable. My feet are in a comfortable position on the pegs. I'm not leaning forward, I'm not stretched out. I'm not too clunky for the bars. I know a lot of people don't like the bar and mirrors, but I've got big hands. My hands fit perfectly on there. I'm not catching anything. I'm not catching the levers out. Honestly, I'm very, very surprised with the bike. I couldn't have said. I don't think I could have picked a better bike. Very, very good first impressions. I would highly recommend the bike so far. Obviously, I don't know what it's going to be like in 6 months' time, but I'll do a review for you. Yeah, hope you like the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and stick around for more vlogs.